Good evening, everyone in the USA, all over the world, Canada, Long Island, aka Strong Island, plus the five spots of Brooklyn, Bronx, Manhattan, Staten Island, Queens. I'm your man, G Money Stacks, aka Lonely Nomad. Well, misunderstood Lonely Nomad. YouTuber, host with the most, Gregonator, the Unstoppable Independent Podcaster, and rookie podcaster, Queens, New York. And you are now listening and tuning in and rocking with the 131st episode of Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York podcast. I'm sorry for being late. I was watching a Mets baseball game, but that's not what I'm here for. But let me cut to the chase. If you miss any previous episodes whatsoever, don't worry. I got you back. We are live and direct from YouTube and StreamYard alongside with Instagram. Make sure you turn on the notifications on Instagram and also do the same on YouTube. G Money Stacks 555, where you see all the previous episodes that's been recorded and posted. Make sure you grab the noti bell so you could be reminded when the show goes in the air via live stream. Grab that subscribe button, leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics that is discussed. Make sure you stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Share the episodes, share the videos, tell a friend to another friend, and I will go over the audio streaming platforms on the go at the end of the show. Like I said, sorry for being late. I was watching a Mets baseball game. That's why I had to actually, push it to like a little later. So, um, yeah, there you go, right there. Now, I do I usually start off with a little mental health check-in, but I'm not doing that today. Um, think we're gonna think we're gonna jump right into chatting on the jazz right now, man. Actually, better yet, let's do this one right here. Um, the New York Mass Transit Files right here. We're gonna do that right now. And our first topic of transit news in this segment right here has to do with a man who got struck and killed by an R train. Now, for those of you who may not know what I'm talking about, I'll fill you in. So, listen to this. A man was struck and killed by an R train as it arrived inside the 46th Street subway station in Astoria on Thursday afternoon. The 27-year-old victim was seen urinating from the northbound R train platform just after 3:33 p.m. and appeared to be intoxicated when he slipped and fell into the path of the oncoming subway train, police said. What the hell? Jeez Louise. He was not pushed, according to the NYPD spokesman. Service was suspended by the MTA as EMS responded to the scene and pronounced the man dead. The victim's identity was not revealed pending family notification, which that sucks. That kind of sucks right there. Yeah. So let's go to another transit news thing. Um So the MTA has announced accessibility upgrades at three Southeast Queens, New York LIRR stations. So here it is. South Southeast Queens lawmakers are applauding the MTA plan to bring accessibility upgrades to three Long Island Railroad stations. Um, the agency announced Monday it would install street and platform elevators at the Laurelton, St. Albans, and Lacoste Manor Station in Springfield Gardens, and add new sidewalks and curb ramps that are compliant with the Americans with Disabilities Act, as well as all necessary signage. From my first public hearing as corporation's arms chair, my constituents have been fighting for elevator access at the Laurelton, Lacoste Manor, and St. Albans stations, State Senator Leroy Comrie said. End quote. The Addie Slay Park federated blocks of Laurelton, Morrill Park, and Triangular Civic Associations, along with civic leaders, have joined me in advocating for these upgrades due to our aging population, families with strollers, and the necessity for accessibility in Southeast Queens. I'm glad to see the MTA/LIRR has expedited these investments as these upgrades are planned in the 2024 capital budget program. I hope these elevator additions will be fully realized within the next 18 months. The MTA, hold on a second. Yeah, according to the picture I'm looking at, it says the MTA will install elevators at the Laurelton, St. Albans, and Lacoste Manor LIRR stations to make them more accessible to customers with mobility disabilities and families with strollers, among others. Southeast Queens residents, especially seniors and those with limited mobility, have long been shortchanged when it comes to accessible mass transit options, according to Queens Borough President Donovan Richards. Quite simply, the already limited number of stations in Southeast Queens, including Laurelton, which is where I live, um, Locust Manor, and St. Albans LIRR stations must be fully accessible to all our residents, regardless of ability, as quickly as possible, Richard said. I'm pleased MTA leadership has made a commitment to add elevators at these stations, and I look forward to working with the MTA to expedite these installations to ensure that everyone is able to safely and conveniently get around our borough and city. Assemblywoman Alicia Hindman said the announcement comes after a years long campaign by her constituents. The residents of Laurelton wrote letters, made calls, and had tours of the Laurelton LIRR station, all because they wanted an elevator for the station, Hidman said. They wanted the station to be accessible for all, and now their hard work has been answered. Um, Councilwoman Natasha Williams said the upgrades are incredibly important for the community. End quote. We are a neighborhood with a significant senior population and families with young children that rely on elevators in order to use our public transportation systems, Williams said. I look forward to working together to ensure all LIRR stations in the 27th district have working elevators. The MTA said the upgrades are part of an historic $5 billion investment in accessibility system wide. The MTA said, okay, hold on. Our transit system is the linchpin of this region and has to be accessible for everyone. The MTA considers accessibility a top tier priority, and we are taking action to improve the lives of our customers. MTA Chair and CEO Jenna Lieber said, I have already committed to building elevators at the LIRR's Lacoste Manor, Laurelton, and St. Albans stations. We're already designing them, we're already funded them, and it's going to happen within the time frame of the current capital program. Um, Qmel Arroyo, who was named the MTA's first all-agency chief accessibility officer just over a year ago, spoke spoke of the enhanced experience elevators will have for LARR riders. These new elevators will create a much better experience for LARR customers with mobility disabilities and the countless riders who travel with luggage, strollers, bicycles, and more, O'Rourke said. We need to continue enhancing accessibility at our station to deliver a commuter railroad network that leaves no rider behind. That's pretty dope, man. That's awesome. Okay, another MTA news. This is in regards to the whole thing with hold, let me just fill you in. So the best thing about this column is that it gives us at the MTA a chance to hear from riders directly. Lately, there's been a lot of interest in reduced fare Metro cards for seniors. Um, not sure why, but um, for seniors. So we wanted to offer a refresher on the program. Reduced fares are available for riders who are 65 or older or have a qualifying disability. The discounted rate is half the base fare. So $1.35 for subways and local buses. Mm, the disc Yeah, reduced fares can also be used on express buses anytime except weekday rush hours from 6 a.m. No, 6 to 10 a.m. and 3 to 7 p.m. Damn, that's gotta suck, man. Applying for the program is free and you can complete the process online by mail or in person at a mobile sales van or our customer service center, which is located at 3 Stone Street in Lower Manhattan. Photo ID is required for verification. We have forms, assistance, and free photography available if needed. Once you have a card, they can be refilled at MetroCard vending machines, mobile sales vans, or automatically with Easy Pay. Several station booths are also making reduced fare transactions if you need to transfer value from an expired card, including the 161st Street Yankee Stadium BD4 booth N203, 161st Street and Grand Concourse in the Bronx, East 180th Street 2 and 5 trains, booth R325, East 180th Street and Morris Park Avenue in the Bronx, Pelham Bay Park, 6 train, booth R423, Pelham Bay Park and Westchester Avenue in the Bronx, Atlantic Avenue, Barclays Center, the BQ2345 trains, booth R610, near the northbound lines in Brooklyn. Crown Heights, Utica Avenue, the 3 or 4 trains, booth R626 at Eastern Parkway in Brooklyn. Kings Highway, the B and Q trains, booth B24 between East 15th and 16th Streets in Brooklyn. 42nd Street, Times Square, the NQSW1237 booth R151 Now, for those of you who may not know, the train, the letters and the numbers, those are subway train lines. West side of 42nd Street, 7th Avenue, 96th Street, 123 trains. Booth R168, Broadway between W95 and W96. Fulton Street, 12345 ACJZ trains. Booth N95 on the A and C line at the Broadway entrance. Flushing Main Street, 7 train, booth R553 at the Main Street and Roosevelt Avenue entrance in Queens. Jackson Heights, Roosevelt Avenue, E, F, M, R, and 7 trains. Booth N324 at the entrance on 74th Street and Broadway in Queens. Jamaica Center, Parsons, and Archer Avenue. EJZ trains, booth N606 at the Archer Avenue entrance in Queens. St. George on Staten Island. The SIR. Eventually, the reduced fare program will be folded into the new Omni Fare payment system, but for now, customers should continue to apply for and use their MetroCards. Once we're ready for the transition to Omni, hopefully later this year, existing customers will be able to choose how to use the system with their own contactless debit card or credit cards linked smart devices or with a reduced fare Omni card. If you choose to use your own bank card, we will provide instructions on how to link your card to your reduced fare discount. If you opt for the Omni card, one will be mailed to you. Thank you for your patience and stay tuned for more from the MCA on reduced fares. So there you go, right there. Hang on a second. Now, let me see. Okay. Now we could go to a trending segment, which is chatting all the jazz. And the main subject that we're going to actually talk about has to do, hold on a second. Okay. So yeah, we need to talk about the economic state, which is important. So recently in this report, according to equitablegrowth.org, um, titled The Economic State of the Union in 2022, presented in 11 charts and what policymakers can do to make the recovery more equitable and resilient. Today, President Joe Biden will give his State of the Union address approximately 1 year into his administration and 2 years after COVID-19 struck the United States. The coronavirus recession was incredibly severe as the pandemic, aka slandemic, hit. The U.S. unemployment rate skyrocketed from a 50-year low of 3.5% in February 2020 to a post-Great Depression high of 14.7% in April of that same year. Over the same 2 months, the country's employment collapsed. The U.S. labor market shrank by more than 20 million jobs. Industrial production plummeted, and the U.S. economy contracted by 3.4% over 2020, the worst year for economic growth since 1946. The coronavirus recession officially ended in April 2020, but the federal policy response extended well into 2021 to ensure a robust economic recovery. By the end of 2021, real U.S. gross domestic product growth hit 5.7%, below our 11 charts that showcase the trajectory of our economy over the past 2 years and the important policy decisions that are still up ahead. One of the most telling features of the coronavirus recession and continuing pandemic, aka slandemic, is that it hit already vulnerable groups especially hard. In both in the first year after the onset of the recession and in early 2012, lower income households, Black and Latino households, and those with lower levels of formal education experience, especially large losses in employment income. Of course, in figure one, this is basically, yeah, yeah, of course. So in figure one, and according to this chart right here, this is all right. So the loss of employment include income was particularly severe during the first year of the coronavirus crisis, but has remained high and unequal throughout. Share of U.S. adults reporting that they or someone in their household lost employment income by 2019 household income, race and ethnicity, and educational attainment. Between March 2020 and March 2021, of course, less than $35,000, $35,000, $74,000 and 999. 70, yeah, $75,000, 149,999, 150,000 and above. Okay, obviously, obviously, between January and February, of course, this is okay. So there's the different ethnicities, which is Latino, which is basically a little higher than Black, Asian American, white, less than high school or GED, some college bachelor's degree or higher, all that stuff. That's crazy, man. Yeah. In response, the US government enacted a series of measures shortly after the pandemic, aka slandemic, hit to mitigate the effects of the health and economic crisis. Between March and April 2020, the US Congress passed four major pieces of legislation, the most consequential being the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. The CARES Act included provisions to expand eligibility and provide extra support through the unemployment insurance system, additional funding for food assistance through the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, loans and guarantees for small businesses through the Paycheck Protection Program, and economic impact payments. The next year followed with the American Rescue Plan, signed into law in March 2021. It included an extension of many CARES Act programs, as well as new initiatives such as the expansion of the child tax credit. Yes, provisions included in these bills began to expire in the first year of the pandemic, slamdemic, and through 2021. Now, this is just crazy with these graphs here. Um, I'm not going to get into these graphs. You can find this, you can look at these graphs at the website I'm using, which is equitablegrowth.org. So you can take a look for yourself. So I'm not going to get to all that stuff. The unprecedented speed and size of the policy response helped millions of workers and households withstand the economic pain brought on by the coronavirus slamdemic. The bounce back in gross domestic product, for example, was much quicker in the United States than in most other high income countries. The aggregate unemployment rate is now close to its pre pandemic level, and workers in the bottom of the wage distribution are experiencing real wage growth. Indeed, the recovery in overall employment has been extraordinarily quick compared to previous U.S. economic downturns. Yet the crisis shed light on the systemic inequities embedded in the country's economy. These inequities um, include racial and ethnic disparities in access to income supports, big burdens on mothers and other caregivers, and vulnerability to health risks and worse conditions on the job, particularly for workers in low wage positions. For instance, lower income workers have been least likely to successfully apply and receive jobless benefits throughout the coronavirus crisis, both in the coronavirus recession and the previous Great Recession of 2007 to 2009 and its aftermath. Black workers were among the least likely to access unemployment insurance benefits. Though differences in application behavior play an important role in shaping these disparities, even conditional on application, regular unemployment insurance eligibility criteria systematically disadvantages workers with shorter job tenures, unpredictable or insufficient hours, and lower wages. Workers who are also disproportionately workers of color. Um, 2 years after the onset of the coronavirus recession, disparities are stark, and many workers, families, and communities are still hurting. Throughout the pandemic, slandemic, Black and Latina women have faced the greatest difficulty paying for their regular expenses. Additionally, the interaction between gender and racial wage divides, or what equitable growth president and CEO Michelle Holder refers to as the double gap, have been exasperated exacerbated in the pandemic, as data shows Black women earn less than white men within the same frontline essential occupations. Moreover, many types of income supports were taken away prematurely, hurting many and especially those already disadvantaged. The result: many workers, families, and communities are in serious danger of being left behind, and amid current economic recovery. Data show that as households depleted their economic impact payments, they began turning to credit card debt, loans, borrowing from friends or family, or selling off assets in order to meet regular expenses, which is something I do not want to see myself dig a hole in. I tell you that much. Um, yeah. Um, Fast forward to today, a wide range of indicators reveal a nuanced story about the health and the U.S. economy. On one hand, coronavirus cases are now well below their early January 2022 peak. Those at the bottom of the earnings distribution are seeing real wage gains. The labor demand has skyrocketed, giving workers more power to negotiate high pay and better working conditions. As such, job openings in the U.S. reached a record high of 11.1 million in July 2021, and almost 60% increase from February 2020, and have remained elevated since. The jump in open positions has been particularly stark in industries such as manufacturing and leisure and hospitality. At the same time, the U.S. economy is still at a 2.9 million jobs deficit compared to February 2020. Both the effect of the health crisis and the recovery in the U.S. labor market have been uneven. For instance, employment levels for Latino men and Black men have only just risen above their pre-coronavirus levels, and other groups still have not recovered. Black women have experienced some of the toughest labor market outcomes, seeing the largest drop in labor force participation and the slowest jobs recovery. As of January 2022, 262,000 fewer Black women were employed than in February 2020, a 2.6% drop. Um, in the midst of all, in the midst of it, inflation has risen. Supply chain breakdowns due to the slandemic are a major reason. Yet some large firms continue to collect record profits, claiming that they need to raise prices for consumers to account for increasing costs of production, transportation, and labor. Many economists disagree, and analysts of price and wage growth across more than 100 industries by the Economic Policy Institute, for instance, shows that industries that increased wages to attract workers, such as hotels and other accommodations, have not seen an unusually large spike in prices. Um, the notion that inflation warrants fiscal um, um, austerity is misplaced, excuse me. Opposition to much needed government spending in social and physical infrastructure is holding back necessary reforms and investments. Under the weight of the coronavirus slandemic, the childcare sector contracted dramatically, leaving parents scrambling to find the childcare they need to return to work. Legislation such as the proposed Build Back Better Act would strengthen the labor market and allow parents to return to work knowing that their children are safe and well cared for. Hmm. Okay, swift and decisive government action um, caused the coronavirus recession to be much less severe than it could have been. Um, Still, many households, particularly those headed by Black, Latino women, or low income individuals, are still reeling from the pandemic's slandemic's impacts on the economy. The Build Back Better Act contains many social and physical infrastructure proposals that are backed by economic evidence. One study finds that the um, full bill's passage would increase gross domestic product. By not passing the Build Better Act, policymakers would lose out on an opportunity to make the investments that could make the country's economy more resilient and equitable. So, in conclusion, President Biden today is expected to reaffirm his commitment to enacting key parts of his Build Back Better plan, as these 11 charts demonstrate the decisive government investments in our nation's social infrastructure remain key to overcoming um, endemic economic divides across race, gender, and income. With U.S. economic growth still strong, now is the time to Make these investments so that the recovery is not just strong, but also equitable and thus more enduring. So there we go, right there. Um. Okay. Um. Now let's talk. Let's talk DMX's son, who's 5 years old. So the late DMX's 5-year-old son has been diagnosed with stage 3 kidney disease. The rapper's son Exodus has been dealing with health issues. On March 3rd, Exodus' fiancee Desiree Lindstrom first revealed the boy was diagnosed with kidney disease. Exodus is stable, Lindstrom shared on the It's Tricky with Raquel Harper podcast. He still has stage 3 kidney disease, and I continue to keep his potassium down. He can't eat no high potassium foods. He goes to the doctor very often. She shared the clip on Instagram along with the caption, Exodus is an amazing child, blessed to be his mother through this journey. March is the month that brings awareness to kidney disease, which I didn't know about that too. Take the time to learn about CKD. Knowledge is key. Thank you for your support. National Kidney Foundation and hashtag Columbia Presbyterian Hospital NYC. Prayers are much appreciated. Hashtag ForeverX. On Thursday, March 10th, Lindstrom shared a video on Instagram. Okay. On Instagram of Exodus, the youngest of Exodus' 15 children, to celebrate National Kidney Day. National Kidney Day, March 10th. Blessings from our family to yours. She captioned the short clip, Exodus is a CKD warrior and an amazing child. Yeah, I already read that part already. According to the kidneyfund.org, stage 3 kidney disease is categorized as mild to moderate damage to your kidneys. Your kidneys do not work well as they should to filter waste and extra fluid out of your blood. This can lead to other health problems such as high blood pressure and bone disease. Yeah, DMX died of a heart attack at the age of 50 on April 9th, 2021. His final album, Exodus, was released a month later with features from Lil Wayne, Snoop Dogg, Swizz Beatz, Alicia Keys, West Side Gun, Conway the Machine, Benny the Butcher, The Lox, Moneybagg Yo, Bono, and others. The LP debuted at number 8 on the Billboard 200 chart. All right. Okay, that was heavy. That was some heavy shit though, man. Now what else can we talk about here? Okay. Give me 1 second. I need to take a sip of water. Stay with me. Let's see how much time I got here. All right, we good. We good. Okay. This topic right here that I'm about to discuss, it really kind of made me a little it made me a little upset though. And the reason why I am upset about this is because when I saw the text message from the group chat, basically one of the individuals brought up the birth control contraceptives pills for men. Like, what the hell? Like, hold on. Why in the hell would you make birth control pills for men knowing that men don't have a fucking uterus and don't have a fucking vagina. They don't have fucking titties to make titty milk and shit. Like, why? Not a lot of I'm not gonna go for that shit. Not a lot of guys are gonna go for that shit, man. So I'm like, yo, I'm not getting that shit. I'm sorry, man. But and maybe this story could actually explain a little further. So this is according to the Hill website. A new male contraceptive was found to be 99% effective when tested in mice, according to research presented at a meeting of the American Chemical Society on Wednesday. Gonda George, a um, medicinal chemist who leads the University of Minnesota lab conducting the research, said that human testing of the non-hormonal male contraceptive could begin as soon as the third or fourth quarter of 2022, according to a press release from the ACS. I don't know why would you even test that shit in fucking mice, man. Yo, this is ridiculous right here. This is the most ridiculous idea I ever heard in my entire life. Yeah, um, yeah. Scientists have been trying for decades to develop an effective male oral contraceptive, said Abdullah Al Noman, a graduate student involved in the research. Currently, no approved male birth control pills are on the market, he said. The ACS noted that the majority of male birth control pills in the works use hormones to target testosterone, which could potentially cause side effects such as weight gain, depression, and increased low density lipoprotein cholesterol levels. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? And this is why I feel like this is a bad idea. You know what I'm saying? This is a bad idea. Like like I said before, I'm not gonna take that shit. If if you wanna fucking if you want to fucking like prevent yourself from having more kids or whatever, that's what vasectomies are for. Like, what do you like? Come on, man. Like, I can't even imagine and fathom the idea of men taking birth control pills. And as I said before, we don't have vaginas and we don't have fucking titties and all that other shit. We don't got none of that shit though, man. Like, come on, man. And come on, men cannot get pregnant anyway. Like, what do you like? This is so fucking ridiculous and insane to me, man. This is so fucking insane. This is insane. Yeah, okay. Now that I got that out the way, we wanted to develop a non-hormonal male contraceptive to avoid these side effects, Noman said. Yeah, you should have thought about that when you try to test that shit in mice. When given orally to male mice for 4 weeks, the compound researchers tested was found to be 99% effective in preventing pregnancy in female mice. No observation, no, no no observable side effects were detected, and male mice were able to reproduce within 4 to 6 weeks after they stopped receiving the compound, because it can be difficult to predict if a compound that looks good in animal studies will also pan out in human trials. We're currently exploring other compounds as well, noted George. Yeah, I'm not gonna take that shit, man. That's a no for me, and I know what I need to do to actually make sure that I'm not gonna take that shit, man. So let's just yeah, let's put this in the fucking garbage disposal. Yeah. Um nah, let's do another sound effect actually that kind of made me all right. The flushing of the toilet is what I'm gonna do. Birth control pills for men. You gotta be out of your fucking ass mind, man. You gotta be out of your damn fucking mind, man, for this shit right there. Um yeah, speaking of out of your mind, speaking of out of your mind, um I've been meaning to talk about this issue which happened not too long ago. This has to do with an actress that's in the TV show The Boys. Now, we're gonna get to this in a second after I clear something. Um, okay. Hold on a second. Let me just load this. So here we go. Now, The Boys star Karen Fukuhara is sharing a disturbing personal experience to speak out against anti-Asian violence. On Wednesday, Fukuhara said on Instagram that she had been physically attacked by a man while walking to a cafe for some coffee. She said the man struck her in the back of the head and that the attack came out of nowhere. We made no eye contact before. I wasn't doing anything out of the ordinary, Fukuhara wrote. It came to my surprise and my hat flew off. By the time I looked back, he was a few feet away from me. He must have kept walking after hitting me. Jeez. Jeez, man. Um, the actress didn't disclose where the alleged attack took place. Fu- Fukuhara said, hold on a second. No. No. Yeah, Fukuhara. Hold on a minute here. Hold on. Hold on a second. Yes, Fukuhara says she considered confronting the man, but when he started approaching her, she decided it wasn't worth the risk. Where the hell this is coming up here? Um, After a few seconds of staring at each other and him yelling at me, he eventually walked away and wrote. Fukuhara said that while she rarely discusses her private life, she thought it was important to share this experience with others and raise awareness. And she goes, um, I write this because I've had conversations with multiracial friends of mine that had no idea these hate crimes happen to everyday regular people, people that they share meals with, Fukuhara wrote. She added, ultimately, I know I got lucky. He could have come back to hit me again. He could have carried a weapon. The shock of this experience has me thinking about taking self taking self-defense classes. Um, but why is this something we as victims have to think about? What satisfaction are these perpetrators getting from hitting women, Asians, the elderly? They need to be held accountable. What can we do as a community to prevent these horrible crimes? Um, Violence against the Asian American and Pacific Islanders communities has surged across the U.S. amid the coronavirus pandemic, slandemic, with women reporting incidents at twice the rate as men, according to Stop AAPI Hate. In December, the New York City Police Department reported incidents targeting Asians rose by 361% over the previous year. Chase Crawford and Jack Quaid, Fukuhara's co-stars from The Boys, both expressed support for their co-star. Hope you are okay. This is awful, Crawford wrote. Karen, thank you for sharing your experience, Quaid wrote. I'm so sorry that happened to you. Love you here if you need anything. Fellow Asian American actress Olivia Munn, who has been vocal about preventing Asian hate crimes, also voiced her support for Fukuhara. I'm so grateful you are safe. Um, this is crazy, man, and it's a damn shame that we have to actually, put up with all these crazy violence that's going on with the hate crimes and stuff. But look, man, at the same time, um, the same time, um, it's hard to put it into words, you know what I'm saying? Um, it's tough. I can say that. But then, people will be wondering why Asians are getting more attention than black people who are experiencing the same stuff. But the thing is, the thing is, I don't I really hate to really say this, but I look at Asians as human beings, not because of their race. They're human beings too, just like black people, just like black American, just like black African Americans, just like Latinos, just like other peoples of color. They're human beings too. It's not just catered to um one particular racial group. I mean, you gotta do it for everybody. It's not just favor one group though, you know what I'm saying? And I'm sorry that it's happened to, most of the African Americans who's been victimized by perpetrators and stuff like that. But as far as the lynching and all that other stuff, but at the same time, like, you know, you know, we, it's like there's no room for favoritism. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. But you know what? I'm not gonna stay on this subject for too long though, man, because um I'm doing a little overtime because of the sport game that I was watching today. So let me just continue on with this next topic. So let's go to Quavo. So obviously, many people may or may not know, there's a possibility that there might be a future reboot to the classic White Men Can't Jump. And guess who wants to play Wesley Snipes' role of White Men Can't Jump reboot with Jack Harlow? So Quavo's ready to showcase his hoop skills, telling TMZ Sports that the directors for the reboot of White Men Can't Jump, starring fellow rapper Jack Harlow, need to give him a ring. because he wants to play the role of Wesley Snipes. We caught up with the Bad and Bougie MC at LAX after it was announced that Jack will be acting in the remake of the film. And Quavo told us he's dead serious about wanting to be cast in the movie alongside Harlow. I think they need to call me so me and Jack Harlow can do it, Honcho said. I need to play Wesley Snipes' role. Um so so the movie, which was originally released in 1992, tells the story of Billy Hoyle, played by Woody Harrelson, and Sidney Dean, played by Snipes, abandoning their on-court rivalry to team up together and hustle other guys. The film was wildly popular, meaning Harlow, who landed the lead role in his first ever screen, audition, has big shoes to fill. But Honcho seems to think the rap star will do well on the set. Jack Harlow's amazing, Quavo said. He can do everything. Of course, Quavo is no stranger to actual balling. He's routinely traded buckets with some of the industry's biggest names, such as Drake and Justin Bieber. Honcho has also become a fixture in the NBA's annual All-Star Celebrity Game, winning MVP honors in 2018 after dropping 19 points in an impressive performance. Honcho and Harlow coming to a screen near you, maybe. Well, I don't know, man. I mean, some people feel like, a classic like this shouldn't be touched. Um But I will say this though. Like I said previously in other episodes, there are good reboots and there are bad reboots. Okay. I mean, it's all about the storyline. And people in other generations haven't heard a White Man Can't Jump compared to any other movies that came out in the 90s or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Um so so this is a remains to be seen, folks. There you go. Um, all right, next subject. Next subject. Um, let's see. Our next subject has to do with a documentary. All right. Um, this comes from Hip Hop DX, and this includes Lil Wayne, ASAP Rocky, 2 Chainz, and more star in rap mixtape documentary. Um, so streaming may have further blurred the line between um albums and mixtapes, but for decades the mixtape played a crucial role in hip hop, whether it was DJs curating the hottest tracks, new artists building their buzz, or established stars exploring their creativity outside of the constraints of a commercial release. Um Now the legacy of the rap mixtape is being examined and celebrated in the upcoming documentary Mixtape the Movie, directed by Omar Acosta. Stretch and Bobito Radio That Changed Lives. Produced by Mercury Studios and Saboteur in collaboration with Def Jam. The film is about the story of mixtape culture and its role in spreading hip hop around the world. About the outlaw DJs who, for the love of the music, turned a criminal enterprise into a creative and commercial backbone of the music business. The first the first official trailer for Mixtape the Movie was released earlier this week, giving fans a glimpse at the slew of guest appearances from iconic rap figures whose careers are synonymous with mixtapes. Um, the mixtape was Everything Says Lil Wayne, whose series of dedication and the drought mixtapes in the 2000s may remain cult classic. Again with the word cult classics, man. Just call it a fucking classic, man. Stop calling it a cult. Fat Joe adds whatever the relevance of social media is. That's what a mixtape was. Um, Cameos also come from ASAP Rocky, Two Chains, DJ Khaled, KRS One, Jadakiss, DJ Drama, Jeezy, Kid Capri, from Master Flex, DJ Clue, Mr. C, DJ Slay, no, excuse me, DJ K Slay, Bun B, Tony Touch, DJ Who Kid, Angie Martinez, and more. Mixtape the movie was first announced in 2019 by Eminem's longtime manager Paul Rosenberg during his tenure as chairman and CEO of Def Jam. The mixtape is a vital part of the history of the culture and the genre we don't feel has been really examined thoroughly and properly enough or given its day, he told Variety. The documentary is set to premiere at the the United Palace in New York City on April 7th with a special live performance from mixtape champ Jadakiss. Def Jam will also release an accompanying soundtrack mixtape, although details on that have yet to be announced. Wow. And they have it on you and the trailers on YouTube under Def Jam recordings. This is pretty interesting actually though, man. And I gotta really say, man, some people might check it out though, man. I know I'm probably gonna be able to check it out. I just gotta figure out a way how to watch the damn movie. So we'll see. Remains to be seen, man. This is some lit shit though. Yeah, you know how this is, man. And um, yes, our next subject is of course 50 Cent. By the way, of course the name of the episode right here is Life Lessons. Just to let you know. So 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg have been cool for nearly 20 years. After collaborating numerous times over the past 2 decades, Snoop considers the G Unit founder a legend in the game. On Tuesday, March 22nd, the Power executive producer took to social media to share his thoughts about Snoop, referring to him as a legend. In his post, 50 includes a clip from the Death Row Records CEO's appearance on $1 million worth of game back in November. Based on his caption, the rapper actor was honored by Snoop's powerful words. And he said, that shit you just said means way more than a trophy than an award to me. Um, yeah. 50 is going to be a legend in rap forever, Snoop said during his appearance on the show. His records, movies, shit he did just changed the whole game of New York. To run New York for a little bit and put that New York spirit back in the game. He did that. He figured that shit out and he got that shit on lock. It's been nearly 20 years since 50 and Snoop first connected for PIMP remix. Since then, the Dogfather has supported 50's rap music career and his recent television endeavors. Last year, Snoop appeared on 50's Black Mafia Family series as a pastor. Before the episode aired, 50 praised Snoop for coming through. I was like, Snoop would do a great job at this, 50 told Billboard, and I was able to reach out to him and get them to commit to it because he was already a big fan of Power and a big supporter of me publicly. He was like, yo, this is like my favorite shit. He would be saying that constantly. When I came around to the casting for the actual show, he was excited that I had the luxury of directing it. 50 Cent and Snoop Dogg ain't done working together yet, just yet. After sharing the stage at the Super Bowl 56 Pepsi halftime show, the duo planned to recreate a dark moment in Snoop's life for stars, A Moment in Time. Murder was the case, which will focus on the rapper's 1993 murder case. That's pretty dope, man. Yeah, that's pretty dope right there, man. Yeah. All right. Let me see if there's. Hold on a minute. Let me see if I covered the topics. Just give me a moment. Um, Hold on a second. Let me see. I just want to make sure that I covered every single topic before I go on to the next one, which is hopefully the last topic. So just bear with me. Um, yeah, just bear with me, folks. All right. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Now we can go to our last topic of the night. Now, anybody in the New York area, in the five boroughs, in Long Island. Yeah, Long Island, aka Strong Island, upstate, whatever. If you guys are looking for 9 things to do between April 1st to April 3rd, um, I have something from the website, which is amnewyork.com. So titled Things to Do. So listen to this. Friday, April 1st, 90s and 2K night with the Fresh Kids of Bel Air. The Fresh Kids of Bel Air are bringing back all of the slamming hits you listened to on your Walkman from TLC to Third Eye Blind. If your first crush was the pink Power Ranger, or you are looking for an excuse to throw on your jellies, go 90s at Le, Le Poisson Rouge is where it's at. Duh. So whether you are a New Yorker, OG, or just cruising through, just come bump and grind with the freshest kids in the city. This is 21. This is a 21 plus event and starts at 11:55 p.m. Tickets are $15 per person. Yes, $15 per person. Hold that thought, man. Le Poisson Rouge is located at 158 Bleecker Street, New York, New York 10012. Our next place is the Ballet Hispanico, Doña Perón. Ballet Hispanico, the nation's renowned Latinx dance organization, recognized as one of America's cultural treasures, announced the New York premiere of Doña Perón at New York City Center. The concluding performances of Ballet Hispanico's 50th anniversary celebration. The company will perform as part of the first City Center Dance Festival, which showcases New York companies making their triumphant return to the City Center stage after more than 2 years away. Standard tickets are $35 each. And the show starts at 7:30 p.m. So the location is New York City Center, 131 West 55th Street, New York, New York, 10019. Via. Okay, Via offers devotees of salsa and Latin music a home on the Upper West Side to enjoy friendly community, vibrant live orchestras, and a smoking hot dance floor. Via celebrates some of the series' inaugural groups, such as performers Aurora Izandel Barrio, Aurora Flores, a respected um, ethnomusicologist in her own right, stands out as the rare female band leader in her field. Aurora will direct her 15-piece band with special guest Fania All-Star Nikki um, Marrero and Cottrell player Prodigio through an exploration of a century of Nuyorican musical history. This event is free and begins at 7:30. Um, David Rubenstein Atrium, located at 10 Lincoln Center Plaza, New York 10023. Saturday, April 2nd, opening day of Luna Park. Join Luna Park in Coney Island to celebrate the beginning of spring and opening day of 2022 season. To kick off the year, the first 95 guests to ride the Coney Island Cyclone will enjoy a free ride and an egg cream treat courtesy of Luna Park. As part of the park's annual charitable tradition, Luna Park will highlight local organizations and support them with donations from opening day proceeds. New York's iconic amusement park is excited to welcome guests back to enjoy their favorite attractions, including the 95-year-old Coney Island Cyclone, the exhilarating Thunderbolt, and the classic B&B Carousel, and many other fun-filled rides, games, and dining options. So Luna Park in Coney Island, Brooklyn. Of course, the location is 1000 Surf Avenue, Brooklyn, New York 11224. Expression through dance with um Ajna. Not sure how to pronounce it, but celebrate Autism's Acceptance Month with a sensory friendly participatory dance performance with music by Ajna Dance Company. The New York City based woman and minority owned performing arts organization is committed to sharing authentic and artistic Indian dance with the goals of increasing the representation and accessibility of South Asian culture and fostering diversity and inclusion. Their work emphasizes individual expression, acceptance of self and others, and the unique beauty that lives within all of us. Um, Ajana brings their expertise in teaching and dance education to the atrium as they share their love of dance from classical Indian styles to folk dance and Bollywood. Audiences will be invited to join the dancers in movement and creative expression in a supportive environment. Is free. This is free and it starts at 7:30 p.m. Of course, the David Rubenstein Atrium, located at 10 Lincoln Center Plaza, New York 10023. Love in Action. New York, the New York Choral Society is pleased to announce Love in Action, a concert of choral music that brings together the work of 8 contemporary American composers who explore universal universal themes of reflection, action, and love that call us together in a renewed commitment to community and hopefulness. Hold on. Stay with me. The chorus will be joined on stage by a number of New York's first responders and essential workers to offer their thoughts and wishes for a more hopeful, loving, and inclusive future. Tickets are $25 per person, and the show goes from 7:30 p.m. to 9 p.m. New York, New York Society for F F F. Hold on a second. Ethical culture is what I meant to say. Ethical. There you go. Located at 2 West 64th Street, New York, 10023. And last but not least, Sunday, April 3rd, Art and Art and Oddities Market. Oddities Market. Coney Island, USA hosts its Art and Oddities Market as part of the Congress and Curious Peoples on April 2nd and the 3rd. Um, 20 tables of unusual art, artifacts, retro and vintage collectibles, taxidermy, photography, prints, and sculpture. If it's cool, weird, strange, or beautiful, it'll be for sale here. Free admissions to explore from noon to 5 p.m. Of course, Coney Island, located at 1208 Surf Avenue, Brooklyn, New York, 100, no, excuse me, 11224. Um, and the last one, of course, Small Gasburg Prospect Park. Small Gasburg is the largest weekly open air food market in America, attracting thousands of people each weekend to eat from dozens of local vendors. Small Gasburg has many locations in NYC. Their Prospect Park location opens this Sunday. Come and enjoy good eats from around the globe. Free entry for all starting at 11 a.m. Prospect Park, Breeze Hill, Brooklyn, New York, 11225. Okay. Okay, now that I got that out the way, listen, that's gonna do it for episode 131. Once again, I'm sorry for being late. I was watching the Mets game, and that's why I wanted to actually make sure I actually get this out the way so I could have it ready to post for Friday. So you know what I'm saying. So hopefully, everything is straight. So yeah, there you go, right there. All right. You like what you heard in today's episode, in previous episodes whatsoever, feel free to make a charitable donation so you could show some love by donating whatever amount of money you are comfortable with. It's not about having a lot of money. It's about doing the best you can as a human being. And whatever money you are comfortable donating will be appreciated. Boom. There you go. And for the most part, let me see. I'm going to do the last segment. I'm not gonna do the podcast free game mechanisms today. I'm probably gonna do it maybe either tomorrow or Saturday. So we'll see what happens. So let me just make sure that I have the all right, so So the segment of the night to complete this is stream choices on the go. You guys know what this is. This is basically about where you can actually listen to the episodes on audio streaming platforms. I am going to actually start with the social media handles. So you can follow me on 17 Live, which is G Money Stacks Queens, New York. Make sure you follow the show on Facebook and Instagram, which is Off the Meat Rack Chainz New York Podcast, which is what the acronym NY stands for, which is New York. Plus follow my other shows on the gram too, which is Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast, the Sports Edition show. I just recorded episode 20 already. It'll be dropped tomorrow on audio streaming platforms. And if you haven't seen any of the episodes of Excellent Fun Vibrant Podcast Sports Edition show, please feel free to go to YouTube and make sure you grab that subscribe button and everything else. I will fill you in on the YouTube stuff. And do the same for Meticulous Vibe Juice Podcast, which is also on YouTube and also on Instagram as well. Make sure you follow that as well. And turn on your notifications so you can be reminded of when the show goes in the air via live stream. You know what I'm saying? And of course, when you go to the link in bio where it says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555, you're gonna see you click on the link, you're gonna see the name of the show. When you click on the name of the show, it's gonna take you to the anchor.fm page of where the podcast is going to be, which is on Anchor, and all the episodes is going to be posted on there. This is an opportunity for the folks that's listening and watching on YouTube right now to leave a voice message for me. If you have any questions, express yourself with your thoughts and talks and with your feedback, which is important. And topic ideas, or whatever case scenario may be. But like I said before, I'm not really a politics person. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a politics person. You know what I'm saying? This is not one of those one of those shows that's political and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And for the most part, you could actually, if you have Anchor on your iPhones and your Androids, or even on your laptop whatsoever, you can record your voice message on there as well. And of course, speaking of Anchor, this is where I tell you the list of audio streaming platforms and of course the YouTube where you can subscribe and follow the shows on there. Make sure you subscribe and follow the show on audio streaming platforms, starting with Anchor, Audacity, Audible, Audioburst, Amazon Music, Breaker. We are on Castbox FM, Deezer, Listen Notes, Moon FM Podcast, Player FM, Pocket Cast, Podbay, Podfriend, Podopolo, Podorama, Podcast Index, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, Podverse, Reason FM, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn Radio, Google Podcasts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating on Podchaser, Podfriend, and Spotify. That would be appreciated. And also make sure you follow the New York Podcast show on Radio Public, iHeartRadio, the number one app for music, radio, and podcast. Make sure you follow that on the iHeartRadio app. And last but not least, the YouTube. Make sure you grab that subscribe button on the YouTube channel page G Money Stacks 555, where you see a whole bunch of list of new and previous episodes that's already posted on there. Make sure you tap that noti bell so you can be reminded of when the show goes in the air via live stream. Make sure you leave a like and a comment along with the episodes and topics. Stay tuned for more video content, upcoming episodes, previous episodes. Tell a friend to another friend. Download your favorite episodes. Make sure you share the videos, share the episodes on YouTube, and alongside with sharing the podcast along with the link that says Linktree/G Money Stacks 555 with the audio streaming platforms, including YouTube on there, and for you folks out there to leave a voice message if you have any questions for me, if you have any and if you have any topic ideas, and if you want to be a guest, whatever it is, you can DM me at gmoneystacks555 in Queens, New York, or you could email the show, Um, you can also email the show right here, off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast. All right. Now you can give me the time and day of whenever you're free. I will and if you're available, I would add a link to the DM of Instagram or your email address, whichever one you are comfortable with. Um and when I see you coming into the StreamYard studio, I will add you to the StreamYard live chat so you could chat with me on the topics. You can chat with me about your venture, your business endeavors, your whatever is on your mind, whatever it is. So that's off the Meat Rat Chainz New York podcast at gmail.com. There you go. Right there. So yeah. Listen, man. I'm sorry I'm not gonna be able to give you guys any free game right now because it's getting kind of late. I am going to actually, come back with that probably either tomorrow or Saturday. So don't worry. Um, of course, make sure follow your goals and dreams. Um, do something that makes you happy, not because of your parents, not because of anybody in, mainstream media or anything like that, though. You know what I'm saying? And whatever obstacles get in your way, make sure you're able to, knock them down. All right. Also, the grind never stops, along with hard work that's gonna pay off for you, and trust the process. All right. For the most part, for the most part, um, I'll say this though. If you are interested in, making a podcast, like I'm doing right now, you can start by making an account with anchor.fm, and you can make a trailer. You can use the creation tools that's in there. Of course, add your music intros, and of course sound effects, whatever it may be. And also Anchor will allow you to distribute your podcast for you, and the rest right there though. So and by the way, man, when you are recording behind the mic, you want to make sure you have confidence in what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You also want to make sure you are that you are basically having your game face on, and being on your P's and Q's like I'm trying to do right here. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. And by the way, man, By the way, podcasting is about what you think of the topics with your thoughts, talks, opinions, and facts. All right. Don't worry about pleasing people. You got to please yourself first. All right. Yeah, that's gonna do it for me, man. I'm G Money Stacks. Thank you very much for listening, tuning in, and rocking with me on the 131st episode titled Life Lessons. I will see you next time in the next episode. Peace and one love, and have yourselves a good night.